Breaking news. I repeat, breaking news. We had a crazy ass weekend in the NBA. Uh, there was records broken. There was crazy stat lines. Potentials were fulfilled. Trade allegations, drama, jerseys being retired, all type of stuff. So I'm gonna just dive straight in, and we gonna run down everything that happened from Friday night up until today, Sunday night. It was wild, y'all. So let's get into it. First off, as you guys know, last night, Saturday night, the claw returned. Yes, a legend stepped foot back on the court for the first time in however long. Oh, yeah. And Leangelo did swerve him in that corner. Whoa. But back to Kawhi, though. Kawhi pulled up, played against the Atlanta Hawks, and he only played 19 minutes, but Kawhi looked very, very good. The Clippers spanked the Hawks by a score of 131-105. Kawhi in his first game back, he was moving well. His defense was nice. And, well, he was nice from three-point range. He went 3 of 5 from three, finished the game with 12 points and 3 rebounds. So it was a modest night from Kawhi. But if you watch the game, you see that he was looking very good on the court, as well as the Clippers, too. He was a great boost to their offense, also to their defense. The Clippers have been a solid team this year. They're definitely going to be better with Kawhi back. So we are going to keep a close eye on them. But let's keep it pushing because we have a lot to talk about in a little bit of time. But more so, y'all be sure to pull up tomorrow to the panel on Monday because I know Chill, Mars, Ox, and Swiper are going to have a ton to say about all of this stuff. Next thing, we got Jokic and Wemby playing against each other and putting up a masterclass. Twice. They played back-to-back nights. Jokic and Wemby, they played on Friday. And, well, this is kind of what happened. Wemby had 35 points, 18 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Whew. Hey, the future looking scary. But as if that wasn't crazy, Jokic, on the other hand, came through with, 41 points, 18 rebounds, 9 assists, and 2 steals. Crazy game from those two. It was insane. If you watched it, you know what I'm talking about. And if you didn't watch it, if you missed it, go back and check out the highlights. These two put on a show. You got the GOAT, the best player in the world right now, versus, soon to be the best player in the world. So it was a good preview of the future versus the now. And, the Spurs ended up winning that game by a score of 113-110. But as if this wasn't enough, they played again the very next night, Saturday night. And Jokic doubled down and played even better. He had 46 points, 10 assists, 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Jokic is a problem. Wemby, on the other hand, he came through. He had 20 points, 23 rebounds, and 4 blocks. But this time, the Nuggets eclipsed the Spurs by a score of 122-111. It took overtime for the Nuggets to beat the Spurs, but they eventually got him. Moving forward, LeBron James sets history and breaks another record again. He passed Jordan for the most 30-point games in the regular season in NBA history. Yes, LeBron now has 563 30-point games throughout his career. Now, I need you guys to let me know how many more do you think he could have. He played tonight. They ended up losing to the Houston Rockets, but he didn't have 30. He only had 21. But you guys let me know if you think LeBron can continue to add on more to what he already has. As of right now, he has 563. How many more do you think he can get to? You think he can get to 575? Do you think he can get to 580? Do you think he'll eclipse 600? It's going to take a lot, but you guys let me know. But LeBron didn't just break 2 records and set history twice this weekend. He obviously passed Jordan for the most 30-point games, but he also surpassed Dirk for 4th all-time in NBA games played. And to get to the top of that list, to get to the most games played in NBA history, LeBron needs 89 more games, which he could probably do by the end of next season. So we'll see if LeBron sticks around long enough to play the most NBA games in NBA history. Let's keep it pushing. Also this weekend, there was drama down in South Beach. I'm sure you heard of it. I'm sure you heard of the new biggest rivalry in the NBA. Jimmy Butler and Pat Riley. These two are beefing. Okay, they don't like each other anymore. They have fallen out, and I think if they see each other on the streets, we're gonna see a brawling world star. So this is what's happening down in South Beach right now. Jimmy Butler flat out came out and said that he's lost his joy playing basketball for the Miami Heat. And the reporter asked him, "Do you think you can get your joy back playing in Miami?" And he flat out said no, basically heavily indicating that he needs to go elsewhere in order to enjoy playing basketball and in order to be basically productive again. So after that happened, the very next day, the Miami Heat suspended Jimmy Butler for 7 games. And the reason behind it was he had multiple instances of conduct detrimental to the team, particularly in the last several weeks. And we obviously know Jimmy has kind of been on a roller coaster ride these last couple of weeks with the media, dyeing his hair, changing his hair, and basically just saying that he doesn't want to be in Miami, that they need to do more things. He kind of outed out Pat Riley by saying since he got to Miami, he's asked Pat Riley to get him better talent, and Pat Riley didn't do that. So that's kind of what happened with Jimmy Butler. But then to keep going forward, the Miami Heat acknowledged that they know that Jimmy Butler doesn't want to play. And this is after they suspended him. They came out and released a statement. They said that we know Jimmy doesn't want to be here, basically. So they are actively looking to move him, and they will start listening to trade offers. So now Jimmy's going to be out 7 games, but after those 7 games, I don't expect Jimmy to be there. So keep your eye out on where Jimmy Butler will be, and keep your eye out on PC breaking news, because the minute he gets traded, I'll be right here. Keeping it pushing. Let's go up to Chi-Town, y'all. Chi-Town's very own Derrick Rose. They had a Derrick Rose night. The Bulls played against the Knicks last night, Saturday night, and they basically honored Derrick Rose, which was amazing. You know, he's a Chi-Town native. He was the #1 pick to the Bulls. He ended up getting Rookie of the Year. He played 8 seasons. He was the youngest MVP in NBA history in 2011. They made multiple deep playoff runs, and Derrick Rose basically just did his thing for the Chicago Bulls. Well, in return, they've announced that next year they will be retiring Derrick Rose's jersey, so there will only be one #1 in the Chicago Bulls arena, and it will be up in the rafters, courtesy of Derrick Rose. So shout out to the Bulls. Shout out to Derrick Rose. The Chicago Bulls management finally got something right. There you go. All right, let's keep it pushing again. There's more stuff. I told y'all this weekend was crazy. It was a crazy weekend of hoops. Next, y'all, the Oklahoma City Thunder played 2 powerhouses this weekend and beat 2 powerhouses this weekend. And they extended their winning streak to 15 games. That is a franchise record. The Oklahoma City Thunder are balling right now, but they played the New York Knicks on Friday, and the New York Knicks were coming into the game with a 9-game winning streak. The Thunder were coming into the game with a 13-game winning streak. And, well, OKC beat the Knicks by a score of 117 to 107, and SGA basically was just the best player on the floor, and SGA did SGA things. He finished the game with 33 points, 7 assists, and that's just the end of the story and the moral of the story. SGA is just very, 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 very good at the game called basketball. Well, today, OKC, after their 14-game winning streak and beating the Knicks, they played against the Boston Celtics. Now, as we know, this is a clash of titans. 2 of the top 3 teams in the NBA record-wise. OKC is second. Boston Celtics are third. So they faced each other today and they clashed. And this is what happened. Jason Tatum had 26 points and 10 rebounds. SGA had 33 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks. And if you can guess by the stat line, one star outplayed the other star, and that kind of led to one team beating the other team. Yes, OKC beat the Boston Celtics handily too, 105 to 92. The Boston Celtics struggled in the second half. They shot 20% from the field. I think they only made 8 field goals. Something along those lines. But OKC basically slammed the door shut in Boston's face and kicked their ass in the second half. As you heard me say, they only scored 92 points, and Oklahoma City just really outclassed them and looked like the better team. And what's funny is Boston was at full strength. Jaylen Brown was there. Jason Tatum was there. Derrick White was there. Drew Holiday was there. And Kristaps Porzingis was also there as well. Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard, the whole squad was there. And as we know, OKC is missing their starting center, Chet Holmgren. So even without their big, their starting big, they handled Boston. So now OKC is 30-5. That's good for first in the West and the second best record in the NBA. And Boston, they now still have the third best record in the NBA, and they are 26-10. Well, who has the best record in the NBA? I told y'all this weekend was crazy because the Cleveland Cavaliers, the team with the best record in the NBA, picked up 2 wins this weekend, and the first win made them the first team in the NBA to get 30 wins. It's major. Cleveland Cavaliers went 30-4, and then they played against the Charlotte Hornets tonight. And you kind of know what happened. They slapped the Charlotte Hornets around and secured their 31st win. And the cool thing about this whole thing is not only do the Cavs have the best record in the NBA, not only were they the first team to 30 wins, not only did they get their 31st win tonight, but they now have won 10 straight games by 10-plus points. And this is the first time that a team has done this since the 17-18 season, and it was the Warriors. And they won 9 straight games. So Cleveland now has won 10 straight games. Also, too, the Cleveland Cavaliers are on pace to win 72 games. We do know that would be what the Chicago Bulls did back in 96 when they went 72-10. But remember, that same Warriors team won 73 games. Well, the 16-17 Warriors, or 15-16 Warriors, they won 73 games. So we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on Cleveland and see if they can continue this pace. And they might end up breaking the record. You never know. Stranger things have happened. All right, let's keep it pushing. There was a couple more things that happened. I'm going to give you guys just a couple more stat lines, then we're going to get up out of here. But in case y'all didn't know, Ant-Man and Cade Cunningham duked it out. And, well, this was a promising game of 2 of, well, the better young players in the NBA, 2 of the better players under 25, and they did not fail to put on a show. Ant-Man, when his team wasn't doing anything, when his team failed to provide adequate scoring and adequate help, Ant-Man has said in a press conference the day before that he doesn't want to pay. He doesn't want to sit around and pass. He wants to shoot the ball. He said he's too young to be passive. And, well, he showed it the next night by scoring 53 points against the Detroit Pistons. He had 53 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple assists. He went 10 for 15 from 3. So Ant went crazy. And what's crazy is he scored 53 of his team's 105 points. So he scored over half their points. On the other hand, Cade Cunningham led the Pistons actually to a win, and he had 40 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and Cade had a good game, went 4 of 8 from 3. So that was a nice little duel between 2 teams that are kind of in the middle of the pack, but 2 young up-and-coming stars. Well, you could say Ant's already a star, and Cade is now blossoming into that. So shout out to Cade, shout out to Ant. They put on a show. Also, too, speaking of putting on a show, a scoring clinic, CJ McCollum. Hey, who would have knew that we would have did a break-in and CJ McCollum's name would have came up? Well, here you go. Surprise. CJ McCollum had 50 points. Yeah, CJ dropped a 50-piece on the Washington Wizards. So shout out to CJ. And they still have the worst team in the NBA. But they ended up playing the Washington Wizards. They ended up getting a win behind CJ's hot hand. He dropped the 50-piece. And he went 10 for 16 from 3. So, shout out to CJ McCollum. He might not be there by the end of the trade line or by the trade deadline, but hey, you never know. Keep putting up numbers down there in New Orleans, CJ. But in the meantime, I just had to let you guys know how crazy of a weekend it is. how crazy the NBA is going right now and everything that's going on. And I also have to tell you guys, I just breezed through everything. There's a lot more to talk about with all this stuff. So you better pull up to the panel bright and early in the morning. Because like I said earlier, I know Chill's going to go crazy on some of this stuff. I know Mars is going to have some numbers to talk about. I know Ox is going to hate on somebody. I know Swiper's going to glaze Jokic and talk about how Wemby didn't really get the better of him that first night. Y'all know how that's going to go. And me, well, I'm just going to be a dub host and instigate everything like I typically do. But in the meantime, I appreciate you guys for pulling up to this breaking. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you become a member. And make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. And in the meantime, in the comments, let me know what was the craziest thing that you think happened this weekend. In the meantime, in between time, I'll catch you on the flip side.